here, 1v1, Calderis Refinery, blue side. It's Kryptoleo plays a Force Commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, corners a tank, disrupt and support with buffs. This is a pre-heresy Lunar Wolves elite scheme. Pretty cool looking Force Commander right here. Up against, on the red side, Tex is a Lord Commissar, fights in melee combat, very strong offense and support, and begins with a refractor field. Lord Commissar's then my least favourite hero to fight against right now, I think. A strong infantry base into tier 2 Chimera, especially if it's alongside a well-managed Sentinel, can be a pretty tough nut to crack on a well-played Commissar. Here is a Sentinel for Tech, straight into some more Guardsmen. Now, does he get another Guardsman squad, or does he go straight into what I would expect? Oh, he does. So that most likely means we're going to see a single tier 1.5 unit before the probable tier 2 Chimera. What is it going to be though? Does he go Catechins, or does he go Spotters? Because I think Kryptoleo, safe to say, is going to get Devastators up. He might get Assault Marines though. We'll see how many Generators go up. There's the third Guardsman squad, giving Tex a pretty strong opening here in the opening exchanges. Sentinel taking a little bit of damage. Tactical Marines trying to chase it down with their Kraken rounds loaded in. At 10-second ability, that gives you more damage versus heavy infantry, which is what a Sentinel is. Armor type, in a way, its unit type is obviously a vehicle. Here comes that Lord Commissar though, refractor field up to tie you up. Force Commander in amongst some guards, which is not where they want to be at all. But there is ground pound purchase for Sentinel. Can he get the stomp off here? Is he even going to try? Happy to just shoot him right now. Scouts running away, not wanting to take lasgun fire, and Force Commander is stripping away those Guardsman models with his attacks. He's going to finish off a squad here, I think, and does. Big mistake by Tex to not attempt to stomp there. Obviously, I think he was looking at his Tactical Marines at least having to split his attention between them. Maybe he wasn't looking at the Sentinel at that point when the Force Commander ran right by it. But that's a pretty big win early on for Kryptoleo, and he's going straight into Devastators here with this single generator up. If you got 2 up, then maybe you'd expect the Assault Marines coming. Sentinel decapping mid, which is something you can do, pretty damn annoying. Guardsman taking Kryptoleo as natural too. So there's the double there. Does Tex replace his Guardsman, or does he rethink here and go Catechins and heavy weapon, or Catechins and Spotters? What's this? Oh, Flamer Guardsmen going to burn down some generators, are they? There we go. We have Flamer Tactical Marines, so they might make a run down the west side of the map to go for the power. Devastator's coming into play, keeping that Lord Commissar controlled. And he might go down on retreats. I think he's going to go down. Range damage from the Tactical Marines should be enough. There we go. And Kryptoleo doing the Kraken rounds ability. You can tell it's active because of the yellow buff circle, and their traces change colour to a dark orange. But now they're back in regular shooty mode. Standing out of cover and dropping a model there. There's 75 requisition to replace that model. Devastator's now moving up to try and stabilise the centre. Stop that Sentinel running around freely. Can't get suppressed, of course, since it's a vehicle, but doesn't want to get close to the Devastators. A single entity will take so much damage up close with just heavy infantry armour. Didn't even get that close there and took a bunch of damage. And splitting up here with the double scouts and capping is Kryptoleo. He's going to get both of the contested power. Nope, here comes that Lord Commissar, who packs a punch with his sidearm. Can't underestimate his melee damage either. Scouts backing away. 420 to 446, a 2-to-1 cap, and a good start for Kryptoleo. Tex going straight into heavy weapon squad now. Sentinel needs repairs, which does bog down your Guardsmen as they need to stay still and repair it, and I'm pretty sure they can't cap and repair at the same time. They can shoot and repair. They're facing the right direction. Lord Commissar getting into cover and taking shots. This guy actually did not benefit from cover. until 2.5, which is an amazing thing. I assume that's been the case since retail. Very strange. 420 to 420 is completely evened up here. And a power bash attempt from kryptoleo with his entire army pretty much to back him up. Devastators need to get a little bit closer here, but the heavy weapon squad now up to 6 models, which helps out with the Lord Commissar's execution, are able to get into position just in time to make them run away. There's the vengeance rounds loaded into the Devastator's advanced targeting, giving them a huge amount more damage to all targets and an extended range, but of course they can't suppress while it's active. Guardsman coming out the east side, gonna bash, gonna finish off that node at least. Maybe get another generator here, or did they go to the decap? No, they're gonna bash. The right thing to do, I think. Assault Marines on the way for kryptoleo. I was not expecting that before tier 2. And he's not going to be able to get a las cannon on these Devastators, so that, what I assume is going to be the tier 2 Chimera, is going to be a bit more durable. We could see these guys get a missile launcher, of course, and now the Assault Marines on the field can get the melter bomb. They have those old school big chunky jump packs. Not sure if that's what they actually looked like during the heresy. Did they actually have jet packs like that? Or jump packs, whatever you call them. 420 to 374 might just be some creative license from whoever made that skin. Or scheme, or whatever. Tier 2 for Tex, he's 3/4 of the way there. Sentinel gets close. Does the stomp, little bit of damage, knockback and a stun. The stun important because it means you can't use abilities most of the time while you're knocked back. There's a jump on the heavy weapon squad. Actually pouring their chainsword attacks onto the sentinel there. Catches some guards when you retreat. Can they get a model? No. 1-to-1. Another push against the power perhaps. Where are the flame attacks? There they are. And he's going to, I think, no. I thought he was going to push forward and try and sit here with the rest of his army. Keep Tex pushed back so he can flame gens with impunity. But looks like Tex is expecting it and taking his Lord Commissar to get right in amongst those tactical marines immediately. But now he's caught by the Devastator. Should have kept going that way, I think, and gone around. But kryptoleo has done exactly what I said and has pushed back Tex into his base and can now flame generators. Mines drop there to try and stop that going on. He does take one generator down and is now going to look for cover. Nope. Still going to stand in the open and bash. Guardsman squad very low here. And there's the Chimera. Before kryptoleo even begins tier 2. But as you can see, that the addition of the Assault Marine is giving him so much pressure onto Tex. And the map is completely blue apart from the power there. A triple for kryptoleo. Knocking back the Commissar are those Assault Marines. Chimera though hitting the field is going to allow Tex to move out of base. The gens are completely bashed though. Look at this position that Tex finds himself in at the beginning of his tier 2. Can he come back from this? Is this too much pressure to get back from? Tactical Marines running into mines. The Lord Commissar does not have his power sword. Might have got a model there if he did. Need some serious capping going on, Tex. I guess the guardsmen are inside this Chimera and have weapon squad coming up, most likely to the mid. Stormtroopers on the way for Tex. I was expecting Ogrins with some Aura of Discipline support to smack around the Assault Marines, but I guess not. Force Commander with Artificer Armor, just making him tougher. Some more health and health regen. And some energy, right? Yeah. Gen Bash now for Tex. kryptoleo does go tier 2. Devastators are going to set up a little bit too far away, I think. Tex being very careful. Sensed that Devastator squad. I don't know if he saw him before he set up. He was very, very timid in attempting to bash there. Didn't want to get caught in those vengeance rounds. Lord Commissar in retreat here. And stormtroopers are on the field. Is he going to wait or is he going to go straight for assault kit? Looks like he's waiting for now. What's this? Guardsman capping? No, that's a heavy weapon squad capping. Sentinel doing its thing.
Additional units have become available, Commander.
And we might see a big engagement mid. Oh, they caught them before they could get back into the Chimera. They are going to still go for it though and get out of there safely. Took a couple of models though. Picked off a couple of models. Devastator's now setting up. How does Tex approach? Approach plate, usually very important for Imperial Guard. Obviously it's always important, but when you have single entities like Sentinels combined with fragile infantry, how you approach engagements and how you set yourself up for engagements is really important. 375 to 228. Assault Marines are pretty low on hit points, but they are going to jump here as you'd expect. These guys not a threat to them in melee combat. And Power Fist up on the Force Command is going to go after that Chimera with it. And not looking great for Tex here. He's going to lose the Sentinel, I think. He can't seem to move. Really strange. The Sentinel goes down. Seems to bug out weirdly there. Unless Tex just didn't order it to move away, but I don't see why he wouldn't have. The Sentinel goes down. Lord Commissar does have his power sword now and he's getting stubbornness, but I think the Chimera is done for maybe. Repairs desperately up. Needs to force that Force Commander off though. I think that's the end of the Chimera. Down it goes. Sentinel down and Chimera down in the same engagement. Force Commander with the tools needed to really stick it to Tex's army here. Was a lot spent on this Power Fist though, 250 to get this thing onto the field. Pretty nuts. Lord Commissar knocked back. Flamer Guardsman, not a whole lot of use trying to shoot this Force Commander down. Tex has retaken large parts of the map though, so he's not in the worst position ever. Stormtroopers doing their thing, gonna push up to this fully matured natural wreck point, and he's taking mid. So despite heavy losses in that engagement, he does stick around in the field. The Lord Commissar with stubbornness can be a massive pain in the ass to remove. Scout squad with their sergeant. Stormtroopers infiltrating to get away. The sergeant will spot them, of course, if it's close enough, depending on its keen sight radius. What are these guys up to? Having a really good look at this generator. Shoot it, fellas. There we go. Gonna get at least one generator, maybe the node as well. There's the gen. Does not target the node now, so he's not doing damage to it. Stormtroopers with that big burst of hellgun fire. Ouch. Holy crap. They're going to finish off the scouts? No, one more burst would have done it, I think, but was obviously didn't want to get suppressed. A good job from the Guardsmen. Took down two generators, but they did not finish off the node. Plasma Devastators now on the field for kryptoleo. At least Tex has seen him. He's going for another Chimera. Knowing that there's a Power Fist Force Commander around, knowing that there are Assault Squad who now have Thunder and Lightning, he still goes for the Chimera. Executes those guards on there so that they don't run away. He obviously still wants that reinforcement and support in the field for his infantry. Just needs to be very, very careful with it. Plasma cannon setting up, easily covering the VP, and in fact both approaches, all three approaches you could say, to this VP here. Not wanting to jump. Obviously doesn't know what Tex has come up with here. Might think that there's Ogrins hanging around. We have scouts splitting up on the west side and capping. And does Tex just fight him head on here? Don't think it's a good fight for him. Looks like he's going to try, or at least not let himself be pushed out and dispersed here. To that big health regen from stubbornness. Good shot from the plasma cannon. Direct hit on the heavy weapon squad, who pile into the Chimera there. Stormtroopers now do have their assault kit. Gives them a fragmentation grenade and even longer range on their hotshot las guns. And nicely done by kryptoleo. He saw that Tex was kind of bunched up in the mid. Tex obviously expecting the push there, but kryptoleo takes that opportunity to bash a little bit. Took a gen, but did drop a model as well. The plasma cannon, supported by the heavy bolter. Not that Imperial Guard have a jump squad anyway, but if the Lord Commissar tries to just run down the plasma cannon, which he can do, not very good at hitting stuff that's moving, as you see there. It is going to run into heavy bolter fire, and there it is. And there's a shotgun blast as well to keep this guy controlled. Lord Commissar needs to run away here. There we go. There is the Basilisk Flare dropped in by the Lord Commissar's global bar, reducing the weapon range of all of this stuff by 50%, which really helps an Imperial Guard player approach those kind of situations. Assault Marines jumping away, not in. We do have Plasma Guardsmen here. Tex is holding on, more than holding on. Sacred standard up for the Force Commander. It's a hell of a lot of resources spent on this guy. He's going to go down in retreat, I think. Surely they can finish him. Yes, they do. That's a big deal. Uh-oh, doesn't want to cap under Vengeance rounds. Can pile in and move towards it, I guess. More mines dropped. The Scout Sergeant will be able to spot those mines, which will mean they just won't go off if they're close enough. As you can see them being spotted there. Those red indicators. He's going to flame them down. Or at least try to. Plasma cannon is off the field, I guess. Yeah, here it comes back. We do have a 40% now damage buff from the Sacred Standard because the Force Commander is downed. These guys will need to get closer to him though to get that damage buff. I mean, he could set up the Plasma Cannon right near that Force Commander. I'm surprised he hasn't, to get that 40% damage buff on the Plasma Cannon shot, which would be a huge deal. Could stack that with for the Emperor also. Bam. Force Commander is now repurchased though, so he won't get that 40% buff, although a 25% buff that's running around is pretty damn good too. 296 to 73. Tex recovering really well. Got another heavy weapon squad. So now he can kind of chain them together and stop the Assault Marines instantly, making them retreat when they jump in. Also the refractor field on them helps out a great deal, stopping them getting knocked back. Ouch. Plasma Cannon killing almost an entire squad of guardsmen. These guys need to be really careful. There's a retreat. Repurchases their Commissar leader, who's pretty good in combat all by himself, that guy. And he's surrounded by 11 more models. They can pack a punch. These guys are also with their plasma guns here. 8 DPS per plasma gun. They get 3 in the squad, I believe. So that's not bad at all. Kryptoleo now is the one not wanting to approach. Lord Commissar finishes the cap. He is up to full, so he wants him over here as quickly as possible. Tex has the VP, so it's up to Kryptoleo to move in. Scout's being weird and trying to see what's going on this west side. Assault is jumping in. Suppressed by the second heavy weapon squad. These guys retreating out though. And flanking inwards are scouts. Looks like they don't have the energy to throw their grenade though. And get caught by a bunch of lasgun and flamer fight. Uh-oh. Plasma cannon and vengeance rounds on the Chimera. I don't think Tex has noticed. And here comes a Power Fist Force Commander. That is the end of the Chimera. In fact, it was the plasma cannon that took it down. So yeah, 2 Chimeras down from Tex. 235 to 73. And that was a bad engagement. He's going to easily be able to take mid, and it's not going to be easy to retake it for Tex. I really think Ogrins were the way to go after he lost that first Chimera. Can shut down the, or at least try to shut down the Devastators with your flare, or maybe spotters. Run in those Ogrins with Commissar support, and they would do some work for you, I think. but he's still got resources, he's still got time. And he's not losing the mid. Wow, I thought he'd be able to cap it for sure. But Lord Commissar is right back out there and putting pressure on those setup teams. Looks like a drop pod was used at base to reinforce things there for kryptoleo. It's tier 3 now. And he has tons and tons of red. So Terminators could be popping up pretty damn soon. Manticore on the way for techs. Good choice against 2 setup teams, of course. Could also catch those tactical marines pretty well. And retaking the middle is techs, 219 to 73. Stormtroopers are almost level 2. Level 4 Lord Commissar, and he now has the flak jacket. Inspire Terror allows him to basically execute an enemy model, which is pretty damn useful. I'm not sure what the range is on it. Doesn't tell me. You can get close to the tactical marines and use that, or maybe even the assault marines. That would be a pretty big deal. Wades into melee combat here, going actually after the scouts, I think. Assault marines jumping in. Here's a bunker though, and that's a hell of a lot of stuff for them to deal with, and that could be a massive deal. That bunker gives him something to duck his heavy weapon squad into, and something that assault marines can't really deal with. Flame attacks could get close, of course, and it also susceptible to sneaky scout grenades coming in from the sides. Does he? I don't think it's been upgraded yet. Don't see any medical bunker health regen indicators. Manticore Strike is going to completely miss everything, I think. Yep, and that was the first one, which is often the one that hits the hardest because of the enemy players not expecting it. Manticore now backing off, and do we see the Force Commander get his teleport so he can go after that? It's a big expense. He has tons of resources though, kryptoleo. Saving up here for either a Land Raider or Terminators. Both of them would be pretty cool to see. Land Raider would take big hits from a Manticore. He does have double scouts there to repair it, and it would give him a really good field presence in the mid. Lord Commissar tying up Devastators with the power sword, takes a model out, and levels to 5, and then backs away. Look at this, Tex is rebuffing every attack from kryptoleo now. I think that Land Red Redeemer in the mid with the retreat beacon turned on would be a real big help to kryptoleo. Plasma Guards are not messing around, doing tons of damage to the Devastators before they retreated off. Now these guys retreating. Manticore in a really good place, perched up on that VP, can have free reign of the middle here. And without the teleporter, the Force Commander can't get to it quickly. We've got Vanguard veterans here, so they've lost their Melter Bomb, but now they have all power weapons, and you can give a power fist to the Sergeant also. Oh, they get those new, they get those like single jump packs. 115 to 73. Oh, misfires, does the plasma cannon, and there is Inspire Courage. Takes out the plasma cannon model carrying the gun, so they're forced to set up again. Here come Vanguard veterans. The heavy weapon squad is not facing them. That is a drop pod, or is it Terminators? It's assault Terminators, not just Terminators. Unique to the Force Commander with heavy melee, thunder hammers, and some storm shields, which give them more health compared to other Terminators. 95, 73 would be cool to see these guys with some kind of ability tied to their shields, but I guess that would make them pretty damn difficult to deal with. There's a Manticore Strike before the Manticore is easily taken out by those heavy melee Terminators, and that could be a decisive moment for kryptoleo. Assault Terminators hitting the field and instantly taking out the Manticore. That's an entrance there. Take some more guardsmen out late game. More plasma guns, I guess. He's not tier 3, so can't get Kasrkin up. Lord Commissar trying to fight some Vanguard veterans. They're doing a lot of damage with their power melee. They have around about 120 power melee DPS, the entire squad, I believe, in it at level 1 in a way. Another jump squad with 1800 hit points of heavy infantry armor. That's pretty damn tasty. It's about as much power melee as a Banshee squad in tier 1, I think. DPS wise, in a way. 79 to 55. Double cap for kryptoleo. Triple cap now, in fact. And he's going to take this game, you would think. Really difficult for Tex to find a way out of this. He's even stolen his bunker there. Bided his time. Did not push Tex when it wasn't advantageous for him to do so. Waited for his Terminators and knew he could strike decisively against the Manticore. Also, he's going to run into his own orbital beam here. No, he's right on the edge of it. GG from Tex, and kryptoleo takes the game. Looks like Tex is going to fight until the end. Lord Commissar going toe to toe with Assault Terminators. They've taken a lot of damage, but they've achieved so much as well. Plasma guns all around, I guess. Except for these guys who can't switch. Poor bastards. Flamers against Terminators is not going to work out very good for you. Lord Commissar taking out plasma cannon models. And there is the game, 79 to 0 at the end with a 2 to 1. Somehow Tex got the mid back. Some sneaky stormtroopers, I guess. Look at the heroes, end of the game. Had a level 6 Force Commander with Power Fist, which did so much work against Manticores and, no, not Manticores, Chimeras, Artificer and Sacred Standard. We had the Lord Commissar at level 5. Was puzzled to see the second Chimera come out, but you can see why he would want it around. And there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.